BBC access and key allegations. The BBC has been granted rare access to detention facilities located on former United Arab Emirates military bases in Yemen, confirming long-standing allegations of a network of secret prisons operated by the UAE and allied forces during Yemen's nearly decade-long civil war. One former detainee told the BBC he was beaten and sexually abused at one of the sites. The UAE did not respond to the BBC's request for comment, but has previously denied similar allegations. Political background. Until recently, the Yemeni government, backed by Saudi Arabia, was allied with the UAE in the fight against the Houthi movement, which controls northwest Yemen. That alliance has since fractured. In early 2026, UAE forces withdrew from Yemen, and government forces retook large areas of the south. BBC on the ground. BBC journalists arrived in the port city of Mukalla aboard a Saudi military aircraft and were taken to former UAE military bases in the Al-Daba oil export area. International journalists have struggled for years to gain access to Yemen, making this visit highly unusual. BBC journalists were accompanied by Yemen's information minister, Muammar al-Eryani. Conditions inside the detention sites. At one location, the BBC saw around 10 shipping containers converted into detention cells, with black-painted interiors and minimal ventilation. Names and dates were scratched into the metal walls, some dating as recently as December 2025. At another base, 8 brick and cement cells were observed, including several measuring approximately 1 square meter, reportedly used for solitary confinement. Former detainees' accounts. Former detainees told the BBC that each shipping container could hold up to 60 men at a time. They said prisoners were blindfolded, restrained at the wrists, and forced to remain seated continuously. There was no space to lie down, one former detainee said. If someone collapsed, the others had to hold him up. Allegations of torture. One man said he was beaten for 3 days after his arrest, as interrogators demanded he confess to being a member of Al-Qaeda, an allegation he denies. He said he was threatened with transfer to the U.S. detention facility at Guantanamo Bay. The former detainee said he was held for around 18 months, beaten daily, poorly fed, and given limited access to sanitation. He also alleged that Emirati soldiers were present at the detention site, alongside Yemeni fighters. A mother's account. One mother told the BBC her son was detained as a teenager and has been held for 9 years. She said she did not hear from him for 7 months. When she was allowed to see him briefly, she said she noticed visible signs of torture. She alleged her son was subjected to electric shocks, ice-cold water, and sexual abuse, and was forced to make a recorded confession. Human rights reports. Human rights organizations, including Human Rights Watch, have documented allegations of arbitrary detention, enforced disappearances, and torture in UAE-run or UAE-backed facilities for years. The UAE previously denied these allegations. The BBC sent detailed questions to the UAE government but received no response. Government response and accountability. Families of detainees told the BBC they believe such a detention network could not have operated without the knowledge of Yemeni authorities and their Saudi backers. Information Minister Muammar al-Eryani said the government was previously unable to access areas under UAE control and only discovered the prisons after regaining them. Current developments. In January 2026, Yemen's Presidential Leadership Council ordered the closure of all illegal prisons in southern provinces and demanded the immediate release of those held outside the law. Authorities say transferring detainees into the formal justice system is complex, while rights groups warn arbitrary detention may continue under different control.